Hello and a warm welcome from Singapore. Today's short and very brief workshop is about F&B and especially F&B Revenue Optimization Planning and also introduction to restaurant revenue management. Just a short bio. I'm now since 4 years in Singapore, professor at SIT. I'm teaching and researching on revenue management, metrics, total revenue management, any other areas. Over 35 experience in hospitality industry. My third career in academia, first career in the hospitality industry, second consultancy. And I still run my consultancy business with customers all over the world. Now, what is all about ROP, Revenue Optimization Planning? 3 areas or 3 pillars. One is the focus on identifying untapped revenue opportunities. Secondly, focus on ancillary revenues, merchandise, but also areas of upselling and cross-selling, etc. And last but not least, focus on customers. We have many existing customers. We have many loyal customers. But the question is how we deal with them and how to develop a better set of customer orientation to retain them and to serve them better and of course to generate more revenues. Let's look at 3 areas within this ROP workshop: F&B marketing, F&B pricing, and then finally revenue management and data analytics to prepare the way to implement future revenue management practice into F&B. F&B marketing, it's already a challenge to sell services, and selling F&B offers, gastronomic offers, it is even more challenging. Customers use it only once and the experience is, or the value is not long lasting. But we live in the FOMO world, fear of missing out, so it's all about experience. Lasting experience in that way that people enjoy it, people value it, and most importantly, people talk about this. And they talk to other people acting as a kind of brand ambassador, and therefore it is for free marketing. Marketing at its best because your customers, convinced by your performance, promote your business. It can't be better. Now, if it comes to marketing, it's all about break through the clutter. It's a huge competition there, and everybody wants to reach out to his, her target markets, which are the same like yours. So it is about crafting a strong message and break through the clutter in whatever terms. It starts with offer unique products, services, and offers. In terms of product development, not so much, I think we have it there, but in terms of service, a huge area for improvement in terms of creating a service culture and a real service orientation. And as I said, it is not about pricing, it's about experience. If you are capable to create an experience, if you are in your marketing and your product and service offers, then it's not the price customers compare yours against other F&B premises. It starts with having a value proposition. And many premises say they have developed a value proposition maybe a long time ago. So it's time, it's really time to review your value proposition and ask, for example, not yourself, but also your employees and maybe also third parties, what is the reason customers coming to your restaurant? If it's based on price only, that is your choice, but of course this is not a winning formula. But if it's based on any other factor that people appreciate the service or the service speed or any amenities or the flair, atmosphere, etc., these are then strong arguments to focus on. And there are not many reasons people go for a meal or go for socializing, not so much about being hungry or being a foodie. Okay, here in Southeast Asia, much more than in other areas. It is about seeking company, socializing, feeling home. home away from home. And if you identify these reasons, it helps you to adjust your marketing and to do a better job on this. The buzzword nowadays is customer experience. It's all about customer experience. And customer experience, it's a very fluffy word. It's difficult sometimes to define. But the way customers experience their time at your F&B premise. And it is the food experience, yes. It's a service experience. It's interaction with other customers, with your employees, etc. Many, many factors. And you see here two examples. On the left side, a Brazilian churrascaria where they cut the meat at the table so the whole experience is given. And on the right side, a restaurant where I'm going quite regular, remembers my birthday and has given me this nice gift. If it comes to customer experience, it should go furthermore to customer engagement. Customer experience is one thing. But if you move on to customer engagement, where your customer actively engage with your brand and therefore acting as a kind of brand ambassador, this is the final stage if you can reach this when you will win the war. Because customers then not only build an emotional bond to your premise, but as I already said, talk about your business, bring other people there, and come back and retain. So it's about making customers actively engage, and it's also to promote your premise, your offers, and telling stories. Nowadays, another buzzword within customer experience is storytelling. Do you have a story to tell your customers, your target market? That's important. Huge area as well, especially nowadays, the whole area of review or reputation management. And customers do so. They post their reviews on social media platforms. And you must see it, or you should see it this way. If customers take the time to post their review, positive or negative, whatever, on these platforms, they want to be heard. They want to be acknowledged. And I think it's a matter of respect and politeness as well to reflect on this. And there's a huge chance also to win customers back, especially if it comes to negative reviews. If you act on this very respectfully, very politely, and not offering discounts or something like this, just act on this, listen to these concerns, and follow up on this. Customer loyalty retention. We know it is much cheaper and cost effective to keep your existing customers than to acquire new customers. But do you really know your loyal customers? And do you know the reasons why customers coming back to your restaurant? Do you really run any investigation on this? And I'm not talking about this type of survey you find all over. Not so much value of this. Loyalty program, not the big ones, Hilton, Marriott, which cost thousands of dollars, but a kind of personalized loyalty program, a basic one, is quite sufficient. F&B pricing. First and foremost, know your cost structure. You have always a mix of different products, and some are quite expensive as raw material, but you cannot get the same profit margin like if you would prepare a pizza, whatever. So it's the right mix, which is important. But all over, it's don't discount, add value. If you discount, you join others in the price war. And I don't think you can win it in the long term, not even the short term. So it's about creating, adding value. Here the example, a Thai restaurant has in the middle of a restaurant popcorn machine. You can serve yourself popcorn for free. Now the good thing is children, if they come with you, like this idea very much. But I even see adults going there and getting one cup of popcorn. It's a nice thing, doesn't cost that much, but it's an extra which people appreciate. Could be extraordinary service, free gifts or giveaways, but also care, acknowledgement, appreciation. Of course, opportunity to show off as well for your customers. All this constitutes value. Another pricing, and I just talked about some pricing tactics, a full range in another much more longer workshop. Get them into the doors. A common practice among the retail industry in European markets, very popular. The retailers offer crates of beer at a very low subsidy price, and people who buy beer buy anything else there in the supermarket as well. A common practice, you have restaurant premises as well with a pretzel, and then any other thing will be bought. The idea is get the customer into the doors. Once they are there, they normally consume. If they consume more than they might plan, that's your chance to generate extra revenue. One pricing tactic amongst many others. If it comes to the stage where now the gastronomy, the F&B industry should apply revenue management, we have to look at the basics, at the conditions, and how to make it work, how to implement this. The industry faces several challenges, and it's not getting better in the future. Stiff competition, rising food and labor costs, and the customers are getting more demanding and more educated. They know what they want, what they don't want as well. And the restaurant industry, especially the restaurant industry, is covered by a sense of explicit time, a certain time spent there. Yes, also the average spend per customers that they buy 1, 2, 3 food items and drinks, etc. But the time factor is a very important one. And unfortunately or fortunately, everybody wants to go out on a Friday and a Saturday, and the other days are less demand. So we have to look at this factor time and try to manage it. We have 2 respective 3 strategic levers of revenue management in the F&B industry. Time, it means we talk about meal duration variability, and when we can streamline menus to prepare them faster, to serve them faster. We can work on the server sales skills to sell those dishes we want them to sell and which have higher profit margins or could be done quicker. We talk about space. One aspect, optimal table mix, not that one person occupies a 4-seater table or even bigger one. We have to look at reservations control, and the future is quite bright now, especially your third-party intermediaries, which take over the whole reservation game, which is a bit debatable, but that's another story for another workshop. And of course, to maximize reservations, to have a staggered time or to sell 2 or 3 seatings, whatever. And last but not least, price. Starts with your menu and your menu engineering and goes on with your menu design, and then also to focus on premium discount pricing. As much as I don't like discount pricing, it is in some stages okay to apply it if you shift demand, shoulder periods, or you want to cover off-peak periods. But the same is also if you have peak periods, you might want to apply premium pricing. People, not all, but people are happy to pay a premium if they see value in this. Of course, it's also about server sales skills, upselling, cross-selling, the right service. Managing demand, big issue. Duration management. Normally, customers come, stay for a period of time, and they leave. We don't know when exactly they will leave. It could be within 1 hour or 2 hours. In Asia, it goes quite quickly normally. I have a European background. In South Europe, people stay there for 2, 3, or 4 hours in a restaurant. And you can, of course, then not sell the table again because you don't know when these customers will leave. So it's about duration management. Can you control it? Yes, you can. By the menu, by the service speed, and you can work with service blueprints, etc., etc. Table mix configuration, seating policies, as already outlined briefly. And of course, also aligned to this to have a proper staffing level. If you want to manage demand and you are understaffed, you can't do it. Managing demand is one very important aspect for revenue optimization planning. Pricing. Pricing, one important aspect is to work with rate or price fences. A fence is to protect the price, which is normally a different one, and in most cases discount, against those customers who would be willing to pay the full price. So you can look at table location, if it comes to physical rate fences, party size, menu type, absence or presence of certain amenities. And the intangible ones are group memberships, etc. Time of the day or week, the duration of use, when reservation booked, so the booking window, walk-in versus reservations, and type of reservation, is it guaranteed or not, makes a big difference. If it comes to pricing, I'm always very cautious about this, therefore a word of caution regarding pricing. Variable pricing, you have to be very careful to implement this. We are used to this in the airline industry, we are used to this in the hotel industry, car rental, whatever, restaurant industry, we are just starting with this. So you have to be careful about this, and you have to look at two aspects. Are customers perceive this as fair or unfair practice? Again, it comes back to value and also to your value proposition. And secondly, also try to investigate on the willingness to pay. It is quite interesting. I feel always there's a fear factor within the industry that our customers are not willing to spend too much money. I don't think so. I just think it's the opposite. But it's up to us to get into the stage. Menu engineering, well-known practice, so I don't focus too much on this. In another workshop, much more emphasis on this. It is said as a third strategic level of restaurant revenue management, because in the airline industry, you sell a seat per day. Okay, for low-cost carriers, maybe 2 to 3 seats. In hotel industry, you sell a room a day. But in the restaurant industry, you don't sell one menu item a day, you sell menu items a day. So you have to look at the menu engineering practice. So we look at the sales history, selling price, and their cost and the profit margin. It accumulates all of this. Is it a popular and a profitable dish? You have there the matrix. I think all of you have heard about this. The stars, the plow horses. The stars, most profitable and very popular. So put focus on this, place emphasis on this. Plow horses, popular, but not so much in terms of profitability. So you can look at this in terms of making adjustments. And then the puzzles, not really popular, but with interesting profit margins. So maybe renaming or moving on the menu itself. And then the fourth category is docs. And I always advise strongly against this to eliminate them, because once you run the exercise, let's say weekly or monthly, you will always have a new fourth matrix, docs. It comes back, and when your menu shrinks too much, you have to have them in terms of authenticity of your menu or any other reasons, but you have to handle them very carefully. Now, if it comes to revenue management in F&B businesses, what are the optimization strategies? There's a correlation between average check, meal duration, and capacity. That means one of the three is weak. You can tweak the other ones. We talk about, in this case, not any more optimization strategy. We call it Rev Push strategies. Revenue per available seat hour. Now, in order to increase or to optimize Rev Push, You limit or you decrease the time each party spends at the table. How can you do so? Speed up the service, a different menu, and also in the background a service blueprint where you see where are the gaps and weaknesses. Of course, if people enjoy their time there and the socializing, it is not that you should apply it in any case. You have to be careful. Increase the average spend. For me, one area where I always wonder why the F&B industry is not putting more focus on this. It's about upselling, it's about cross-selling, and it's not that difficult as it sounds and always seem to be. Decrease the time when the table stays empty after a party leaves. How often you see this in restaurants? A table is getting empty and it takes an awful lot of time to clean the table and to prepare for the next seating. It's amazing. High RevPAR strategy, as we face rather high demand periods. So it's all about control duration, but you sell the table another time, 2, 3, hopefully 4 times. You can try to balance or to smooth demand from peak to off-peak periods by running promotions, etc. And you can create customer segments which can be charged variable prices. Customers who want to have different table location, etc., etc. Low RevPAR strategy, where we face relative low demand, create events. I know it sounds a bit weird, but why not having a Christmas party in March or April, or Thanksgiving in June? All this sounds weird and people say, God, what is this business doing? But when you are the talk, and that's the most important, isn't it? Making prices more available, we talk about, yes, kind of discounting, aligned with discounts or coupons. Coupons, a nice idea because coupons, you give them out. This forces the customers more way to come back to redeem them for the next visit. So you get them back, retaining customers. And to create new products to stimulate also some extra demand. Last point in this, data analytics. Nowadays it's all about data, and we have a huge amount of data. The problem is the data quality, the data cleansing process, and the amount of data to crunch through to come up with meaningful results. Data analytics is not really rocket science, it's about understanding data, and based on the data and the analytic approaches to come up with appropriate action. The issues we face is how to source data, how to analyze data, and ultimately use data. It starts with a POS system, point of sale system. The practice is that at lunchtime, all tables will be open at 12 o'clock and all tables will close at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. This doesn't give you an idea about meal duration, etc., etc. Therefore, it's about data quality, which then doesn't have too much data cleansing following. The true power of data is not only at the stage where we run descriptive analytics, what has happened, to explore certain patterns, but much more also if it comes to the stage, what is likely to happen, predictive, and on top of this, prescriptive. What is the best course of action? With the data we have, and I talk not about the internal, but also external data, not only weather and traffic data, review data, social media data, we can really create this. Is it very challenging? It isn't. Do you need support? I guess so. But once it's established, you cannot run it on your own. And it's a very good tool to support you in business decision-making processes. F&B analytics, F&B data analytics help you to ask questions like why, so what, scenario planning, and what does it mean? And we use multiple set of data, as I said, internal POS data, CRM data, customer relationship management, if you run this, distribution data, if you have third-party intermediaries, external data, as already outlined. Some final words for this very short and brief workshop on revenue optimization planning. Stay curious. Always ask the why question. Why are my customers coming to my restaurant? Stay close to customers. Ask them also, why are you coming back? Maybe not in this type of wording, but the message is clear. Get to have a talk with them, get to know them better, explore their needs and wants, and then adjust your marketing efforts and win them back and make them helpful, or let them help you optimizing your revenues. Look at other industries, retail, luxury, manufacturing. They know how to squeeze the money out of the customers. Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish. If you need any other support, please feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you very much and wish you well.